Here's your brandy, Captain.
Or is it the ship of death?
You'll feel better with a bit more brandy in you, Captain.
Perhaps. I think, Nicholas, it was the island that held the Murdochs here.
You could be right.
In spite of the loss, dying.
They had each other.
And the island had them.
Maybe that was it.
They didn't have each other for long.
A few months.
Mrs. Murdoch went so suddenly. Got up from the dinner table, went upstairs, said she felt a mite queasy. It couldn't have been more than 10 minutes later.
Yeah, she was dead.
I'll never understand it, Nick. Never.
Or what came after. In the tomb.
Jose! Jose! It's happened again.
What is it, Murdoch? What's happened?
The coffins of the children. They've been moved.
Impossible. I can't believe that.
Look there. One on end. The other on its side. 8 feet apart. We put them side by side. You were there. You know we did.
I swear to you, we went over the entire place.
Take them out. Put them on the sloop. My children. My wife. I can't leave them here.
Mr. Murdoch.
It's not safe.
Please, listen to me. I can fix everything.
You said you had fixed everything.
Leave the coffins of the children here, Mr. Murdoch. Leave your wife's here, too. In a few days, come back, and you'll find everything as it should be.
Can I trust you?
I believe you can, Mr. Murdoch.
Trust him, Murdoch.
Have I your permission, Captain? To do whatever I think necessary? Anything at all?
Anything.
Tomb.
Yes, Nick.
It was worse than before.
How? How worse?
Not only was the coffins of the children strewn about the place, but Mrs. Murdoch's was tilted to one side, leaning up against the back wall of the tomb. It was marked, scarred, and it was filthy.
But what did you do, Nick? You promised Murdoch.
I did as I promised. And 3 days later, when Murdoch visited the tomb, everything was in order. The little coffins side by side. Mrs. Murdoch's cleaned and set in place.
But what did you do, Nick? Tell me now. The ship is coming in.
I'll tell you, Captain Jack. Even if it makes you angry. Even if it makes you hate me. Even if you kill me.
Who knows what happens when those we love start the long sleep called death? I don't know. And if you are honest, you will admit that you don't know either. But again, a poet tries to add his little lines of hope. Swinburne, whom we quoted before. Who knows, but on their sleep may rise such light as never heaven let through to lighten earth from paradise. I'll be back shortly with our final act. Forgive me if I quote to you again from the writings of Algernon Charles Swinburne. He wrote these lines in 1878 in memory of his fellow poet Baudelaire, who had died the year before. There is no help for these things, none to mend and none to mar. Not all our songs, O friend, will make death clear.
Nick, Nick, tell me now how you put things right in the tomb. Because whatever you did, Murdoch seemed satisfied. He told me so. He would visit the tomb every other day or so, and he'd come to me and tell me everything was in order, nothing disturbed, all the coffins in place. After a while, he stopped going there. His mind was at rest about it. Or it seemed to be.
I'm sure it was, Captain Jack.
Then why did he leave the island? Why did he have to go? The house seems so empty now, just you and me.
I think you know why he left, Captain Jack.
No, I don't. I don't at all.
Captain, you know what he wanted. He told you what he wanted.
Title to the island? Is that what he wanted? he and I talked about it one day. I said I'd gladly give him title, but strictly speaking, I didn't have title myself. But I was sure that after my death, he'd be free to stay on.
No, it wasn't the island he wanted, Captain.
Then what was it? Why didn't he tell me what he wanted? I'd have given it to him.
He did tell you, Captain Jack. But it wasn't in your power to give it to him.
He never told me. When did he tell me?
Remember the morning you and I was having coffee right here on the terrace, and he come out of the house looking very solemn, very grave, unhappy even?
Good morning, Captain Nick.
Good morning, Murdoch. Sit down. Beautiful morning, isn't it?
Beautiful.
What are your plans for the day? Have you made any?
No, I haven't.
Such a splendid day. Huh? Shall we go fishing?
We did that yesterday.
Ah, yes. So we did. Well, then, we could simply sail around the bay. Sail clear around the island. We can do that in a couple of hours or less. There's a fine breeze. Huh? What do you say?
Not today, Captain Jack.
Well, then, what did you have in mind? Anything special?
Yes. I do have something special in mind, as a matter of fact. Captain Jack, you know how I appreciate all the hospitality you've shown me.
Oh, don't speak to me of hospitality. It's been a joy to have you here. Oh, I know there's been tragedy. Oh, awful tragedy. Your children, your wife, but that could have happened anywhere, Murdoch. You know that.
There's no blame attached to you for that, Captain.
I well know how you must have grieved for them. It broke my heart to see you grieve, but I'd hoped that, well, I'd really thought that all that grief was subsiding. Was I wrong?
Not really wrong, Captain.
Ah, well then, everything's all right, isn't it?
No, Captain.
Well, why not? We have a fine life here, haven't we? The leisure, easy living. Well, what is it you want, man? Well, what can I do for you to make you more content? We share equally in this island, do we not? If you think we don't, tell me where I failed and I'll correct it. Simply tell me.
There's nothing you can do, Captain.
But there must be. There must be.
No, there's simply not the life for me, Captain Jack.
Not the life for you.
3 grown men on a little island.
And what's wrong with that?
It's a child's dream.
It's everyone's dream.
Oh, no, Captain, it's not. Anyway, it's not mine.
You don't mean you couldn't, you wouldn't leave, would you? Leave the island? You wouldn't do that. You couldn't.
I must, Captain.
Oh, no. When we have everything here.
No. Not everything, Captain.
What am I to do?
You'll be all right.
No, I'll not be all right. I'll be lonely.
And if I stay, Captain Jack, I'll be lonely. Loneliness I cannot bear.
Now, what do you mean by that? I don't understand you at all. What do you mean by that?
If you don't know, Captain...
Well, I do not know.
Dear Captain O'Shea, you must simply take my word for it. I cannot stay with you on this island. I shall set sail tomorrow.
What did he mean, Nick? You know, he never really told me. What did he mean he'd be lonely here?
He needed a woman, Captain.
A woman? Why, he could have had a woman any time he wanted to. He only had to sail the sloop to the mainland to find a woman. Hundreds of them. Thousands. He could have had his pick.
Not that sort of woman, Captain.
Well, what sort of... Oh. You mean he wanted a wife?
Someone who loved him. That sort of woman.
Oh, well, I suppose that's different.
Aye, very different.
Yeah, I suppose he wanted to get married again.
I think so.
Well, I can understand that. Yes, that's understandable.
Yeah, I think so.
Nick, I'm going to tell you something. I hadn't meant to, but now, Nick, look, the ship is coming closer. Yes, it's sailing this way. You do see it, don't you?
Perhaps I do.
Yes, coming closer. Nick, I am going to make a confession. I married Nellie.
You did?
Yes. Yes, I did. I took the sloop one day, and we went to the mainland and found a priest, and he married us. See? I understand that a man wants a wife, someone who loves him. Well, I thought that being married to me, that would mean Nellie could claim right to the island, you see. If anyone would have a claim to it, she would. You understand?
I think so.
Now, when I die, why, I suppose the island will be yours. As a brother, who has a better right to it, Well, I couldn't leave it in better hands, Nick, and I want you to know that's how I feel about it. Nick, you will cherish it, won't you? You will take care of it. You will, won't you, Nick? Won't you?
Yes, Captain.
But I'm wandering on again, aren't I? Nick, we started to talk about... what was it we started to talk about?
It doesn't matter, Captain.
Yes, it does matter. Yes, the tomb. The tomb and what you did to set it to rights. You were going to tell me about that. I'll confess to you. I haven't been inside the tomb since Mrs. Murdoch was laid away. Her husband visited often, but I never did. I should have, I suppose. But I wanted to remember Nellie as I'd known her in life. I never went near her in the tomb.
It's just as well.
Perhaps, Nick, I was unfeeling.
Nellie wasn't there.
Yeah, of course, her spirit wasn't there, but...
Neither was her body.
What? What's that?
I removed it. I removed her body from the tomb.
What are you saying?
It was the only way, Captain.
You were telling me you took Nellie's body out of the tomb. Nick, you actually...
I had to.
But I promised her. I gave her my word of honor that she would lie in the tomb forever. Nick, I gave her my solemn vow. It was almost my last word to her.
I know, but you...
And she was my wife, Nick. You couldn't have known that, of course, but if you had come to me, if you had asked me...
You'd never have permitted it, Captain Jack.
Of course I wouldn't have permitted it. Why did you do it? It was my plan to be buried next to her. Nick, why did you ever do it?
You gave me permission to do anything necessary to settle the disturbance in the tomb. The scattering of the coffins. You said I could do anything I saw fit.
But not that. Not that.
You said anything at all.
But why that? Why did you do that of all things?
Because it was Nellie who was wreaking the havoc.
From her coffin? Within the tomb?
Yes.
But why? Why would she do that?
You sure you want me to tell you?
Of course I'm sure. Tell me.
She loved Kevin Murdoch, Captain.
What?
She loved Murdoch. She's loved him for a long time. Remember I told you that I brought her here to recover from an infatuation back there?
Murdoch?
Yes. But he was married, had children. He broke her heart. I thought that here, with us, she might recover. And she was well on the way when he sailed here with his family and took up residence. I tried to warn you.
Are you telling me he followed her here?
Yes, Captain.
He loved her so much.
After his own way, he loved her, yes.
And she? She loved him? Loved him still?
Yes, Captain. And when his children were put into the tomb with her, her fury that she'd held in check for so long, her fury burst forth. When I saw her poor wooden coffin starting to disintegrate, I began to have some fears. And when the coffin of Mrs. Murdoch, her rival, her hated rival, was placed in the tomb, she took her revenge. I'm sorry.
What did you do with her?
I took her out, Captain. Coffin and all. Or what remained of it. And I burned it. Then I put what remained in the dinghy. And I rowed out a good way into the sea and dropped them over. What is it, Captain? What are you doing? Wait, Captain Jack.
Don't follow me, Nick.
You're not going in the water, are you, Captain?
Take one step towards me, Nick, and I'll shoot you down.
Captain, it's getting dark.
Nellie! Nellie!
Captain! Don't!
I'm coming, Nellie! Rest easy, Nellie! Coming! Don't be afraid. I'm coming to join you, Nellie! I'm coming!
Did Nick try to rescue his friend? If he did, was he successful? Did he bring him back? For darkness was falling over the sea, over the island. Or did he simply stand on the shore and watch his friend go to meet the death he sought, to meet the ghostly ship he had seen coming to fetch him? I'll be back shortly. Have we depressed you with our story of death and dying? I sincerely hope not. These days, we speak more freely about the stark and undeniable fact of death, in hopes, I suppose, of fearing it less and accepting it more equably. Shakespeare told us centuries ago that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. There's really little more than that to be said on the subject. Our cast included Fred Gwynne, Robert Dryden, and Terry Keane. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Home of 24-karat service.
Weekends. CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Art is the accomplice of love, we're told. Therefore, it should follow that the art of love is the highest art of all. But is love an art? Is it something to be developed, nurtured, practiced? Or is love something that just comes naturally? Obviously, there are two sides to that question, which is why we have a story.
Mr. Crawford, this painter Kurt Strelitz, have you ever heard of him?
No.
But the paintings you bought are worthless. You threw away $250,000.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any difference how much money I lose or throw away. At the end of the year, I always wind up with more than I started.
Our mystery drama, The Spaces on the Wall, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Kevin McCarthy. It is sponsored in part by Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule. I'll be back shortly with Act One. Let's consider something. Your little daughter, age 6, daubs a few colored lines, blobs, circles on a piece of paper. But nobody says, hey, let's declare a national holiday. Then you happen to pass by an art gallery, and there in the window, spectacularly framed and dramatically lighted, is what's purported to be a most fantastic masterpiece. The price tag is $150,000. You're no expert, but why is it any better than your daughter's? The art world, my friends, is a weird world indeed. We're invited to a cocktail party being given by a very rich art collector. We weren't exactly invited, but neither were at least half the people here. We might as well crash just as they did.
Hello, Hal.
Ursula, we cannot waste so much as a single moment. Come with me at once. This way.
Where are you taking me?
Into the sanctum sanctorum. Wait and you see.
See what? Oh, don't tell me you're up to one of your old tricks.
Oh, now.
Isn't this an anniversary?
Now, Ursula, whatever are you talking about?
Of course it is. It was just last year at this time that you bought the Mona Lisa.
That was a youthful indiscretion.
Last year you were hardly a youth. As I recall, this person convinced you that he'd been able to make the switch one night in the Louvre. A cleverly made fake had been hung in her place, and you could have Da Vinci's very own original. Oh, Hal, how could you have been so
immoral.
Stupid.
Yes. Certain people have no business being rich. When I get an impulse to do something wrong, I have the means to gratify it. Whereas if I were poor, well, at least I'm not frustrated. That in itself is healthy. Anyhow, I had this irresistible urge to own the Mona Lisa.
I understand.
Do you really?
There are many eccentric people like you who will buy or steal a famous artwork if they can and lock it away somewhere in a secret place where only they can enjoy it.
But I only felt that way about the Mona Lisa. To have the eyes, the unfathomable eyes of that most beautiful and mysterious of women looking at me. And no one else but me.
And what indiscretion have you committed this time?
Ursula, as my advisor, my guide in all manner of things artistic,
The problem is, you generally consult me after the fact, at which time it becomes my sorrowful duty to inform you that what you purchased is not a Da Vinci, a Rembrandt.
Wait till you see this. All right,
follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I turn on the lights, I must swear you to secrecy.
I was afraid of something like this.
A condition of the purchase was that it would not be made public for 5 years.
If the deal was legitimate and above board, you have my word.
Then